Okay, we're here. We're breaking down every single player the Patriots drafted on draft day, day 3. They had several picks, a 4th rounder, a 5th, 2 6, and they drafted in both those 6th-round positions. Evan, we thought they might try to consolidate, move around, move pieces. That first of those 2 picks, Joshuah Bledsoe, a safety from Missouri. This was not a guy you necessarily had on the radar, nor was it necessarily a need you thought the Patriots had here. But tell us what you know about Bledsoe.
Yeah, so this is one of those picks similar to the Ronnie Perkins pick where I don't mind the player, right? I think Joshua Bledsoe in the 6th round, it's a fine draft pick. The concern that I have with it is the fact that they just drafted another box safety nickel corner type of player, someone that's going to play in the box or over the slot. How many guys do you need to be able to do that, right? And Bill Belichick loves these types of players, though. He loves them. He loves his Kyle Duggars, his Adrian Phillips, Jalen Mills in free agency. Jonathan Jones is kind of in that mold as well. They tried Adrian Phillips there, Jawan Williams there as well at times. So they go about 6 or 7 bodies deep at this position now that they have Bledsoe in the mix. Now, that being said, as much as I kind of look at it and say, okay, well, where's this guy making the team? How's this guy making the roster with all these bodies in front of him? I think he can play. I think there is some ability there. We're talking about a 6th-round pick. So, I mean, he can play relative to drafting him. He's a draftable player. Okay, he's got some strongness and some thickness to his frame. He's a good communicator in the back end for Missouri. Is someone that plays a physical brand of football. And we know the Patriots like that, especially with their safeties, to come up and really hit and run support, take on blocks, be able to be an impact player near the line of scrimmage, and play a physical brand of coverage down the field. The other thing that I saw with him when I started to really dig into his tape after they made this pick was someone had some pretty good downfield ball skills. And you can see on my Twitter account, I posted a few plays already where he gets beat a little bit on this one route by Devontae Smith and is able to catch up and break up the pass at the catch point. He's able to stick with a slot fade and break up the pass down the field, stick with an over route coming across the field. So you see a guy that can play in coverage, I think, that can cover in space, that can be able to run with people and actually play the catch point pretty well. And you see that willingness and that physicality to hold up in the box. The concern that you have with him when you watch him is those quick twitch receivers inside, the guys that can really change direction at the top of the route. He's not exactly the most fluid mover in his hips or his most fluid change of direction player at the top of breaks to be able to really stick with guys that are going to change directions on him quickly. But if you can get him to just mirror and be physical and play downfield routes, I think that he can play on defense eventually for the Patriots.
Yeah, and it's certainly this is someone you think that could slide in at some special teams,
Yes.
Special teams role as well. But you're right, very much in the Duggar Phillips sort of mold here. So maybe not necessarily something the Patriots and certainly not Patriots fans were looking to draft.
You wanted a free safety, right? Everybody wanted that deep safety, that
yes,
Devin McCourty.
Because you're looking at Devin McCourty's clock ticking, and that's certainly something that you've got to be mindful of. And you didn't get that. You got a safety, but certainly not one that would fill in the hole with where Devin McCourty plays. Anybody at home is curious why that extra H is on there. Apparently, he added that to his name, so it would have 7 letters, just like everyone else in his family. So that's just a little extra add on there. The Joshua, it looks like a typo, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, looking at this tape here, Evan, upon further review, were you more impressed than you were in the initial time, the first time you looked at him?
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. With these box slot type of safeties, I watched 1 or 2 games of each guy to just get through them quickly, just to have an idea of who these players were in case the Patriots did draft them. Because after they signed Jalen Mills in free agency, I'm thinking to myself, where the heck are they going to fit another guy like this on the roster?
Exactly.
Right. So I just couldn't envision them doing this. Now, special teams is going to be a big impact. The other impact that I would like to kind of the domino effect here, Kyle Duggar could see more time as a deep safety. Maybe their idea here is that Duggar is more the Devin McCourty replacement. He's kind of that free safety in college at Lenoir-Rhyne. He was certainly somebody that played the deep part of the field, ranging over the top, ball hawking, and he's got those explosiveness and the verticality to be able to go up and contest at the catch point down the field. So maybe they feel like the free safety of the future, the Devin McCourty of the future, is Kyle Duggar. They draft a guy in Joshua Bledsoe to kind of add, to throw his name in the hat of guys that can sort of play that hybrid box Patrick Chung type of role. So maybe the Patriots are thinking about it backwards. We're all looking at these, free safety hybrid type of players. Richie Grant, his teammate, Joshua Bledsoe's teammate, Diary Gillespie, was the guy I talked a whole lot about. He was somebody that can play the deep part of the field. At the end of the day, maybe the Patriots feel that Kyle Duggar is their guy that's going to play the deep part of the field more, and they need more bodies to throw at that position as that Patrick Chung type of player.
Yeah, and certainly not as fast as a Devin McCourty, but just his overall athletic skills and his ability, as you said, to jump.
That's the role he played in college.
Yeah,
he
to
was
jump
not
into
a
close.
box safety,
right, exactly. That's more his thing. He's kind of all over the field sort of player. So yeah, that's a possibility as well. So that was the pick. We're going to continue profiling all of the Patriots picks, where you can always find that on our YouTube channel, Patriots Press Pass. Every single player the Patriots picked is extensive look at the player, how they profile, what their roles may or may not be for the Patriots in year one, and then hopefully down in the future. And it looks like from a lot of the early picks that they definitely picked some players that they're expecting to come in and to contribute even in the later rounds here. And Joshua here could be one of those guys. So for Evan Lazar, I'm John Zanis. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. We'll have all of those videos up there for you. And as we continue to profile the rest of the Patriots draft.